Hey guys, welcome to the Field of 68 YouTube channel. If you like what you see here, hit that subscribe button and you'll get more college basketball content just like this. Goodman, and we got to start with you on this one, man, because we tried to warn Illinois fans that it wasn't always going to be the greatest performance from Marcus Domask. You're not always going to get 33 points on 15 for 21 shooting from him. You're not always going to get 66 points on 25 to 35 shooting from they're two stars from him and Terrence Shannon. But I'll tell you this much. I was actually pleasantly surprised with how well Illinois played, despite the fact that combined Terrence Shannon and Marcus Domask, who are the two go-to guys for that program, finished 7 for 27 from the floor. Tennessee 86, Illinois 79. What is your biggest takeaway from that game?
I don't think I was that surprised. Again, as we said, like Marcus Domask is not going to have those games. 33, forget about 33. Like just get 16 to 18. And tonight you got 6, and Terrence Shannon was awful. They decided they were going to concentrate all their efforts, Tennessee would, on stopping those two guys and just daring Quincy Guerrier to take shots and daring Ty Rodgers to take shots. Now, Guerrier made him. But again, it was just like, hey, you know what? Go ahead. We're going to give you your 20. And Ty Rodgers, it's like playing 4 and 5 out there in so many ways. And to me, again, I think you're so limited what you can do because you have a point guard that literally will not shoot the basketball, Rob. So it's like, would he take 1 or 2 shots tonight? He's out there. He's tough. I know he's Brad Underwood's type of – right, no shots. He's Brad Underwood's type of guy. But he's your type of guy coming off the bench. That's where Ty Rodgers is at his best, not starting. He's got to come off the bench and give you that toughness. But again, if Shannon and Domask are both having off nights, and Coleman Hawkins, you don't really know what you're going to get there also. This is a team that's feast or famine. That's what they are. They were feast the other night against a FAU team that they were able to physically overwhelm with their length and even their athleticism. Well, tonight they couldn't do that against Tennessee. You can't.
I think feast or famine might be a little bit too strong, but they are a team that is going to rely on having to get everything one-on-one. If you look at their numbers right now, they are 326 nationally in the percentage of made field goals that come off of assists. Tonight, they had 23 field goals made and 9 assists. Everything that they're going to do when you go up against a team like a Tennessee, when you go up against a team like an FAU, is going to come from one-on-one actions, more or less. That's the way that they have to score. That's the way they have to get offense if they can't get in transition. You know what Tennessee has? They got dudes that can lock up one-on-one. That is what they do. That is how they are built. They gap you. They don't let you get to the basket. They don't let you get to that mid-range. They are just very, very good defensively and sound. And to me, Tio, this was more just a tough matchup for Illinois that happened to come on the road. I'm not super concerned about them at all. As a matter of fact, I still think after watching them play here and seeing that Coleman Hawkins and Quincy Guerrier both kind of woke up, I'd probably still have them as like the second or third best team in the Big Ten at this point.
You know what's crazy is like if Coleman Hawkins was consistent, he'd be an NBA player. He's just not consistent. Like he has every tool that you want. No, as far as one-on-one, that's kind of been their deal over the past couple of years. But I remember watching Ty Rodgers guys with Mean Street sitting beside you guys at Peach Jam. I was like, man, he's a heck of a 3-4, and he's having to play the point for them. Like it just seems like a square peg, round hole situation there, and they don't really get a ton of things that easy that are assisted. Like whenever the ball moves, like there's a lot of stress being put on Domask and Terrence Shannon if they're having to score one-on-one all the time. That's really hard throughout the course of the season, especially as physical as it's going to get in the Big Ten.
Hey, Tio, all they need, honestly, what they're missing more than anything is just a pure – I know they don't exist that much anymore, but like give them like a TJ McConnell type point guard. Somebody like that just knows how to move the ball, will guard, can make an open shot, and will take an open shot, doesn't force it. Well, Ty Rodgers doesn't really do that yet. He's got to be more assertive. He's got to be. Otherwise,
they had Sky Clark. I thought Sky Clark could like develop into that guy, but then he ends up leaving early, and there's all kinds of issues there. Look, they played Tennessee in Knoxville and had more fouls than Tennessee. That also says a lot. And then on top of that, you know what? Big takeaway: the second 10 minutes of that first half, Tennessee scored 6 points. And the other 30 minutes of that game, they were great, but it's those offensive lulls for the Vols that just kill you. And it's
Mhm.
literally what's keeping them from being legitimate national title contenders is those offensive lulls. Now, look, they were balanced today. Dalton Connect is a dude. He gives them a different type of player, somebody who can create a little bit, get downhill and score on his own. They haven't necessarily had that the past few years, but it's like they rely on him a lot too now. And then they're all to get like those offensive droughts are the things that scare me the most about Tennessee because they could win a lot of games because they're physical. They score even though they're physical whenever they're good. But it's those 10-minute droughts where it's like just if I had any hair, I'd pull it out, but I don't.
Thank you for watching the Field of 68. If you've enjoyed what you've seen here, hit that like button, share this link with your friends, or check out the description for some other places that you can consume Field of 68 content.